If you are struggling to get out of the yo-yo dieting cycle, you binge eat, you emotional eat, you go from 0 to 100 real freaking quick, then this video is for you. Hi guys, my name is Vivian, but you can call me Viv, and I struggled with yo-yo dieting. I lost and gained the same 20 to 30 pounds over and over and over again because I would restrict so hard, which would inevitably lead me to binge eat. And when I say binge eat, I mean thousands of calories in the span of 10 to 20 minutes. I'm not just talking about overeating a little bit here, slightly eating past fullness. No, I would literally grab anything I could get my hands on that tasted delicious, anything in the pantry, and I would scarf it down to the point where I was so sick, I physically could not get out of bed, off the couch. I couldn't move because I was in so much pain. And I would go from binging and being in so much pain to then starving myself, eating less than 500 calories, 800 calories a day in hopes that it would offset the damage that I had done the night or day before. So if you find yourself in the yo-yo dieting cycle, the emotional eating, binge eating cycle, this video is for you. All right, so we are talking about the one habit that I had to change in order to finally get out of the yo-yo dieting cycle. And this is a mistake that I see so many people make, again, myself included, and this is also what I work on with my clients because I know this one habit, it is a game changer. Also, if you are not new to the channel, then you probably recognize I'm not in my studio. That is because it's currently being used by my boyfriend, so we had to make it an impromptu location. So I do have my assistant here, and her name is Harley. She is a Rottweiler, and she is just the love of my life. But anyway, so getting back to the video. So the one habit that I changed to finally overcome the yo-yo dieting and binge eating cycle, and that habit was incorporating junk food. I'm talking pizza, ice cream, chips, all the things you think are bad, incorporating that into my diet every day. If not every day, then at the very least every 2 to 3 days. That is because I was teaching myself that I was only allowed to eat super healthy, clean foods. Chicken breast, broccoli, fish, ground beef, ground turkey, lean protein, vegetables. That's all I was allowed to eat. And because I was teaching my mind that is all that I was allowed to eat, whenever I would be stressed or I would have sugar cravings, and then I decided to have that one bite of a cookie, of ice cream, of chips, or whatever I was craving, as soon as I had the one bite, that was it. It was game over. It was done. One bite. Oh, not chicken breasts, not vegetables. I messed up. I messed up for the day. I had one bite of something that was unhealthy. That means I messed up. That means I should eat as much of that food as possible because I already messed up for today. And that means that I can go ham and then just start fresh tomorrow because that one bite, I messed it up. So because I was teaching my mind that those foods were bad, I was not allowed to have them. And if I did have them, I messed up. Again, that one bite or just even that small portion turned into thousands of mother freaking calories. So the one habit I had to change was I needed to teach myself that one bite of junk food does not mean that I messed up, does not mean that I have to go ham, and does not mean that I am going to start again tomorrow. No. This is today. I'm going to make today the best I can. And so why incorporating junk food into my diet every day or every few days, why that was so vital was because I was teaching myself that just because I had a small portion of something that was more processed or high in sugar did not mean I needed to overeat on it. It taught me that hey, this food is normal. It's not special. And again, just because I have one bite of it doesn't mean that my progress is ruined for the day. So forcing myself to incorporate these things, it taught me that I could have a little bit, leave it, be okay, and still make progress. And personally, I track my calories every day. And if your goal is weight loss, which mine was, it comes down to calories in versus calories out at the baseline level. So here's the thing. You can totally have junk food and incorporate it into your calories, which is exactly what I did, and still be under your calorie goal for the day. But it does require strategic planning and being intentional about it and allowing yourself to have it, planning it in and saying, hey, this is okay. This is not a mistake. This is not a mess up. So understanding that, hey, I could incorporate these foods, and honestly, I have to incorporate these foods because if I don't and I make them off limits, I'm just gonna binge on them later and then go way over my calorie goal. Whereas I could have just incorporated it in the first place. Doing that was such a game changer. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't want to incorporate junk food. I feel my best when I'm eating healthy, unprocessed foods. I'm feeling my best. I love those foods, but again, not incorporating the junk food would just bite me in the butt, especially when I was stressed or it was late at night and I was tired, and I would just inevitably reach for those foods. And a part of me was also scared that if I incorporated those foods, I wasn't gonna see progress or it was gonna slow my progress. But again, because I incorporated it into my calories and I accounted for that and I planned for it, I was absolutely still able to make progress. I mean, I am in the best shape of my life today because of this strategy. So I hope you take this as a sign of you can absolutely make weight loss or fat loss progress while incorporating junk food. Again, this was not something that I was comfortable with in the first place. Ideally, I just wanted to eat as healthy as possible, make quick progress. But again, I knew that if I continued to do that, again, I would just have those binges because I wasn't allowing myself to incorporate that processed or junk food in the first place. So I really had to force myself to incorporate these things even when I didn't want to, because I knew that the more I familiarized myself with those foods, the more I saw them as, hey, these aren't bad foods. These aren't off limits. I can totally incorporate them. And they didn't feel so, special and foreign and crazy. And because I introduced them so often into my diet, I no longer had that feeling of, oh my God, I had a bite of a cookie, or I had a slice of pizza, or I had a bowl of ice cream, and now that means I need to just throw caution to the wind and blow my calories out of the water and eat thousands and thousands of calories. No, I was able to teach myself, hey, I can have these things. I can learn how to have them in a small, moderate portion, because and the less I avoid them, the easier it's going to become. But the more I avoid them, the more I'm just going to binge. And when I do eat, I'm not going to feel like I have self-control around them because I'm not actively practicing that self-control every day, or at least every few days. So this one habit is also something I tell my clients. I'm like, hey, do not completely cut out the foods that you love. I want you to incorporate those into your calories or your macros or however they decide they want to track. Because I want you to show yourself that you can absolutely make progress and still incorporate these fun processed foods. Again, and still see progress and just overall have that healthier, balanced relationship with all types of foods. All right? So this is the one habit that I was very resistant to embrace and incorporate for years, but I realized that what I was doing before wasn't working, which was just trying to eat as clean as possible. It just kept leading to binges. So I really forced myself to incorporate junk food, even though that was very uncomfortable for me. And it really taught me how to familiarize myself with it and be okay with eating junk food in smaller, moderate portions, or even a large portion if I was craving it, incorporate it into my calories and teach myself, this doesn't mean I need to go ham. This doesn't mean I'm going to start again tomorrow. It's today, and I'm going to make it work into my nutrition plan today. So I hope that tip was helpful, but it is truly a game changer. And I know for a fact, if you start doing it and start adding in even just tiny bits of something that you're craving, but maybe normally wouldn't incorporate, you will slowly start to teach your body and your mind that it is okay to have it, that you can still have it and not totally binge, that you can still have it and make progress towards your fitness goals, and that these foods don't mean anything different than the chicken breasts or the broccoli or the veggies that you have. It's all just food and you are in control. You may not feel in control right now, but I promise the more you practice this, you will start to feel more and more in control, because again, it's not this foreign entity that you never allow yourself to have. Now, if you want to work with me one-on-one, if you're interested in seeing what my one-on-one coaching is like, then please head to www.teamevolve.co. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Vivian No and on TikTok at Vivian No with an underscore at the bottom. I post mindset, lifestyle, fitness, nutrition, fat loss tips, all of that great stuff. And if you want to learn more about tips that I've personally used that have helped me overcome binge eating, then go ahead and click this video right here. And otherwise, Harley and I just want to say thank you so much for joining us. I'm so glad I got to incorporate her in a video. I love her so much. And we will see you guys in the next one. Bye!